Okay, you're in Indiana, PA at Autosport, and the car that we're going to present to you here is a 1978 Chevrolet Corvette. Kind of a base car, but this guy has 10,000 actual miles on it, documented. It's a phenomenal car. It's a great color combination. It's really rare to find a yellow one. GM had a problem with their yellow paints back then, but this car is just absolutely a 10 with 10,000 miles on it, so 10 and 10. It has the original style Eagle Goodyear tires on it. It has glass lids on it. It has rally wheels as opposed to the aluminum wheels that were on the car as an option. It's a fairly light option car, but the car itself is absolutely phenomenal. The fitment, everything on this car shows it to be a real 10,000 mile car, and it is from the documentation. The interior is a chocolate brown color, and there's not even any indication that anyone has ever even sat in this thing. It's just as original and crisp and clean as it was when it was brand new, and it almost is 10,000 miles on it. Obviously it has a radio, does not have power windows, it has Armstrong windows in it, crank windows. The car is just a real 10,000 mile car. There's no other way to put it. The glass on this car really makes it jump out at you as opposed to the painted tops, which would be a little bit too much yellow. Look down the sides of this vehicle and everything is just as linear as it possibly can be. The fitment is, there's not even any sagging in the doors or anything from the hinges being worn a little bit. Again, we're looking at a 10,000 mile vehicle that's how many years old now. Going around the back, you can see that the paint, the fitment, everything on this car. Of course, anniversary decal, which we all were in 1978. On the rear, tail light assemblies, everything is nice and clean and fresh the way it was when it was new. All your trim around the windows, which does have tinted glass on it, by the way. But all the trim around the windows is just perfect. Perfect fitment, perfect everything. Passenger side of the car, same as the driver's side, and you can see the interior again. Alex is going to show you some very high resolution photography of the interior, undercarriage, everything on this vehicle. And if you require anything any further, just call and we can give you very specific pictures. Anything that you require in this car, we can get for you. You can see all the gaps. Everything is just as nice and clean as you would ever hope. Again, you know, we're looking at back in the 70s, and the fitment is not what you would expect on a Porsche or a Ferrari, but it's an older Corvette, not a Ferrari. There's not even any indication that the wipers have ever been used on this. There's no marks on the windshield itself. It is tinted glass with the fade sunshade on it. Open this hood for you and I'll show you how detailed the engine is for a 10,000 mile motor. As I said, it's an L48, it's not an L82, but you can see everything is 100% original on this car. All your hoses, your spark plug wires, everything on the car. The paint on the engine hasn't even begun to discolor yet. A little bit around the heat riser passage. It goes from one side of the intake to the other side. The original air cleaner ducting, everything is still all intact. Original hoses, nothing's been replaced in order that it need to be. It does have power steering, it has power disc brakes, 4 corners. Everything under here, air conditioning also, which is functional. Everything on here is just as fresh and clean as you would ever hope to find. The cadmium plating on your headlight actuating buckets is still nice and fresh and clean, just as what it was in 1978. It's a fantastic looking car. The undercarriage on this car, and you'll see from the photos, is just as fresh and clean as the top part of the car too. Everything lines up as it should. And that is a 1978 Corvette with 10,000 miles on it. And if you're interested in one of these cars, you better take a look at this one, because to find one with 10,000 miles, let alone in yellow with a leather interior, is going to be almost impossible. but it's available here in Indiana at Autosport. Take a look at this. This is a very one-on car here.